We start with that breaking news in the last few minutes. The Prime Minister has apologised for leaving a D-Day ceremony with other world leaders in Normandy early. Let's read the full statement that he tweeted in the last 15 minutes. The 80th anniversary of D-Day has been a profound moment to honour the brave men and women who put their lives on the line to protect our values, our freedom and our democracy. This anniversary should be about those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. The last thing I want is for the commemorations to be overshadowed by politics. I care deeply about veterans and have been honoured to represent the UK at a number of events in Portsmouth and France over the past 2 days and to meet those who fought so bravely. After the conclusion of the British event in Normandy, I returned back to the UK. On reflection, it was a mistake not to stay in France longer, and I apologise. Mari is here with me to discuss quite a stunning admission and an apology.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what was it, 10 minutes ago, we were just speaking about this, and just like that, this apology dropped. Clearly, number 10, the Conservative Party, Rishi Sunak, have decided that they want to try and get as ahead of this as possible and try and shut this down. But I think this might end up drawing more attention to the story than beforehand. But evidently, they've decided it's a calculation that they want to make. They want to make sure that they are showing veterans and armed forces members and personnel that they care deeply about them and they don't want them to feel that they were overlooked. The difficulty is, I mean, this is obviously going to be weaponised, rightly or wrongly, by opposition parties. So Labour, you've been speaking to Labour's Shadow Minister, Matthew Pennycook, about this, and he was saying it's a dereliction of duty. Let's
have a listen. We've got that ready.
Well, I'm glad he's apologised, because it is absolutely a mistake. And it's not just the fact that the Prime Minister left those D-Day commemoration services, perhaps the last commemoration services for many of the veterans who attended. I mean, bear that in mind. But the reason why he left those services, he left, let's be clear, to come back and pre-record an interview where he doubled down on a proven lie about the Labour Party's intentions if it forms the next government.
Now, the Liberal Democrats have also come out with their own statement, and I think we can read it to you now. So Ed Davies tweeted saying, one of the greatest privileges of the office of Prime Minister is to be there to honour those who served. Yet Rishi Sunak abandoned them on the beaches of Normandy. It is a total dereliction of duty and shows why this Conservative government just has to go. So Ed Davey there, really politically sticking the knife in. That is a sharp-edged statement from the Liberal Democrats.
It really is, as pointed as they get. And to your point, Mari, you probably wouldn't have got as pointed a statement had Rishi Sunak not issued his pretty extensive apology. I'm not sure, Ed Davey would have been seen as politicising it had he just done it this morning on his own. Yeah. And I just step back from all of this. The error yesterday, but the extent of this apology, as you said, sort of might now fuel this story in a more pronounced way for a couple of days. There have been a lot of big errors on this campaign, haven't there? I mean, we go back, it's not so much the rain on day one, although everyone focused on that. There was an event the next day in front of where the Titanic was launched.
Yeah. And those headlines write themselves.
These are staggering campaign errors.
Yeah. I think that the difficulty is, to an extent you could argue, well, Sunak was damned if you do, damned if you don't. If he doesn't apologise, then people will accuse him of not caring and not understanding why people might be upset that he didn't stay for the rest of the event yesterday. And then, nonetheless, when you do apologise, you draw attention to the apology. My assumption is that the government and the Conservative Party have decided they know that journalists like us are going to be asking again and again and again, why you left early, why you left early, why you left early. And perhaps they think the best way to get ahead of that questioning is to shut it down by apologising now, so that then they can say in any more responses, interviews, briefings, that the Prime Minister has already apologised, nothing more to see here. I think that will be the calculation. Whether it works, obviously, is a different story.